Welcome back, everybody. I believe this is part 7. We're actually going to start with, we're going to highlight some of the gold today. And that's probably what we're going to do right away. So I'm just using shining gold. I would have used a different gold, but I don't know where it is. I think I misplaced it. I'm sure I did. But what we're going to do is we're going to shake this pot really, really good. They don't talk about it, but when you get settle paints, man, you got to shake these things for real. Some people say you could just shake them a little bit. That has never been the case I've experienced. We're going to put our brush in there pretty good. And I'm actually going to use a little brush at first, so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to get a majority of the paint off of my brush, and we're going to come in here and do these fine details on the axe itself. Turn this little baby upside down, and we're just doing a light brush. Let's see, we're pointing on this cage section. Turn them over. Fairly intense one in the middle of the cage here. So we're going to go over that later with fire effects. And then this shoulder pauldron. We're really just trying to put this really bright gold on the highest raised sections, and that's it. This is going to pull a lot of natural light to it. That's all we're going to do for the gold. It kind of takes care of itself. So then we will go get the majority of this off. I got way too much gold out. I got a big glob sitting here. That's actually because my paint's starting to dry up on this thing. I've had it forever. It's just starting to go bad. Then we'll go, and we're going to highlight our green up for the stone that we made. And to dry brush that one, we are going to take a little bit of Lauren Forest, put it on our paper towel, get a majority of the paint off. Take our little buddy. Actually, I want a little bit more paint because I'm going to have it slightly glow. And then let's get a little bit of white. Again, I use pallid witch flesh. You can use whatever you want, but mix it in there. That's a good shade. Phone's ringing like crazy these days. Anywho, that's what the green in the hand is like. It's not super showy. It has a slight tinge of glow to it, but not a whole lot. And that's kind of the way I wanted it. Okay, we're going to go back to the silver. And I just rinsed this brush off, but it's too wet. We're going to use Rune Fang Steel. Get that in there. Get the majority of the paint off. We're going to put this on the gold as a light highlight. I'm going to test it on the axe blade itself. And this is going to seem like we're not even doing anything. That's how light this is going to be. Throw some in there. Throw some on this chain. Why not? This on the back. Axe blade. This is just going to help it catch the light in certain angles. It is, even in person, it's hard to tell it's on there, and that's exactly what we want. I'm just using it on different pieces on him. I'll pull the light in different sections. Okay. Rinse our brush. Get rid of my paper towel. And we're going to go straight to the first color for the fire. because this is going to have to dry. And that's going to be Mephiston Red. Get our palette. Put the paint on our palette. Get the water in there, which I just loaded the brush up with water beforehand anyway. Gonna take it, and we're going to put it as carefully as we can. We're going to fill up these sections. That's one side done. It's just got to dry. And we'll go right to the orange. Go to the other side. So the 9th edition rules dropped today, at least the free rules. And they're really 23 pages. There's a cover letter and there's a battle example page at the end. So that makes them really 23 pages long. I haven't had a chance to look at them yet, but I will be going over them soon because I do like playing 40K. I'm really interested in the changes that they've put in there. So we're going to go right to Jokairo Orange again. Load our brush up with some water. Just take a little dab of the orange. We're going to put it next to our red. And actually, I'm going to mix a little bit of the red into there. I just find Jokairo isn't really as orange as I want it to be for fire. Works great for Slayer here. Same thing, go into each one and just put a big old blob in the middle. We're not focused on filling the whole thing up. We're just focused on putting a blob in the middle. So we want that old red to show through around the edges or in the corners. It's a hard one to get to underneath here. Okay. Now, we're going to do yellow. And we are going to do Averland Sunset. Take our paint. Already rinsed my brush. Now, I'm tempted to pull a little bit of this red, and we'll just do it. All this Jokairo red mix into there. And this is going to be the lightest and the least dominating color. You're going to see why here in a minute. It's so hard to get to this underside. Easy. Got a little bit extra on there, so I'm actually going to come in here with a lot of water and just pull it out. There we go. Okay, so that's looking really good. And never want to let things just be where they are. We're pretty much done with our model, but I'm going to take pure Averland Sunset and a little bit of Pallid Witch, and we are going to dry brush some glow effect on that axe. And it is going to cover up a good deal of the details we've done just now, but this is the reason why we did them. And so we could do a very light dry brush, not have to pull in a ton of colors. Okay. You're like, boy, I'm not giving any time for that to dry. Well, really, there's so much water in these other paints, they're dry. You can look at it now, and it's done. So we're kind of going to do a stippling glow, just to see where we're at. Yep. It's going to help a little bit. Pull some off the blade there with my finger. And then we're going to take even more out of the brush. There's like nothing left in this brush now. That's exactly what I want. Quick run of the thumb over the cage. We're there, baby. That's it. That's really all we need to do Gotrek. So he does have tattoos. And as much as I want to paint his tattoos on him right here in front of you, I don't think I can do it with a steady hand and a super fine brush and keep it in camera focus. That's a huge, really hard thing for me to do. So we're going to call Gotrek done here. And then I'm probably going to come in with an extremely fine brush and do his blue tattoos on his arm and on the top of his head and on his right breast. Because he needs them. That's part of him. That's part of the model. And I encourage you all, I'll do a finished video, I encourage you all to try something different, try something hard. This is a patient work. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to do. But this is how I like to paint a lot of my models. It's borderline grungy, borderline cartoonish, and I just like it a lot. I think it looks neat. But I would also recommend trying new stuff, like I did non-metal metallic just a little bit ago with Gotrek, and it changed a lot. I learned a lot just by doing it. Just was thinking about OSL. Some of this glow should be on the wood. Some should be on his boot. Some should be back here. Not a lot, but some. That'll do it. That'll be enough. The point was made. You can see it. I'll do a finished one too, and you'll be able to see all the colors far more clear because I'll put them in the photo booth. I'll come back with some black paint on this base, and maybe I don't have to. I'm gonna just scratch that off. And we will do a sit and talk about that. I don't know if I actually do a sit and talk. I might just do like here it is, here it's done. But we might do a sit and talk. Probably because of the tattoo, we'll probably do the sit and talk. This is what I would consider me going above and beyond for a lone character model. That's exactly what I've done. This is a lone character model in my current army, and I think that this is an appropriate amount of time to spend on a lone character model. I don't want to spend a ton of time on character models myself, but I think this is an appropriate amount of time. I think that you all could do this. It's not hard. It just takes patience more than anything, and then after you do it once, it sticks with you. It's easy to learn. Most importantly, everyone says all the time, thin your paints. You guys have a great weekend, and I will see you again as soon as I get the tattoos done and the final stage painted up.